Hi, I'm Jake Birkett from Gralien Games, and I'm going to unbox this box of Jake's Amiga stuff. So it's been in the attic for quite a while now, since before our family moved to Canada, I think. And I recently got my Amiga 1200 down, and I managed to sort of image the hard drive and copy everything off onto the PC. But there's still some kind of cool stuff in here, so I'm going to have a look at this. Also, before I moved to Canada, I actually sort of gave away some of my Amiga big box stuff that I didn't care about as much for whatever reason, and I maybe should regret that now, because I think I gave away like Frontier and stuff like that. Anyway, well, that's not Amiga stuff, that's a 1998 C++ primer, which I was learning at the time in case I got a job in a bank in London, but actually I came back and carried on with business software. And then started up Gralien Games after that. So what is this? Actual blank discs? Or are they just... let's have a look. Yeah, actual blank discs. I wonder if they still work. Double density. Yeah, the Amiga was 818 megabytes on a disc, I think. Maybe it was HD, was the PC ones that were 1.44. Anyway, I kept this, which is good. This is Batman, and this came with my Amiga. I think it was part of the 1989 Amiga Batman pack. So that's what came with the computer, and also a couple of other things, such as this New Zealand story, which was a sort of quirky little platform game. Batman was like a game with several different types of stages. I think there was platforming, there was a racing scene and so on. It was not bad. And this was quite good, quite tricky for a cute platform game actually. This didn't come with the Amiga, but it's something I must have bought. Bionic Commando. I think I bought this because I had fond memories of the Commodore 64 version. It looks like the box is a bit squished. Here's something I bought later on. Project X. Team 17 were a powerhouse Amiga game dev company, and they made stuff like Tower Assault, Alien Breed first, and then Alien Breed, Tower Assault, and a few other things, or at least they published them. Or did they actually make them? Somebody will know. But this was a shoot 'em up, actually, a kind of cool shoot 'em up with decent graphics for the Amiga, so that's nice to have. One of the old classics, cannon fodder for the Amiga, no doubt. So that was a good game, precursor to a lot of games, like one of the first sort of real-time strategy games, I think. Is this an Amiga version or PC? Because if it was for Amiga, yeah, Amiga, Wing Commander, wow. I guess I must have played this at the time, but I don't remember a whole lot about it. I remember playing sequels on the PC that were better, with Mark Hamill acting and stuff. But this one would have been very slow. The only thing is, I got this probably when I had an Amiga 1200, so at least it would have ran at double the speed of the old Amiga. Here's an absolute classic, the original Mortal Kombat. And one thing I did at the time, because I was coding my Amiga a lot, was I got the instruction manual. I wonder if that's still in here. Yes, it is. I got the instruction manual. Oh, death moves. Someone else has written down death moves. But I actually had a thing called a handy scanner that a friend lent me, and I scanned in all of these characters, their moves, and turned them into silhouettes, and then I put them in my own sort of kung fu platform game I was making on the Amiga, where instead of just fighting on a single level, you actually were fighting on various platforms, and could sort of kick players off of them on a lot of spikes and stuff like that. Here's another cool little game. I quite like these sort of small boxes actually. I mean, you can store a lot more in the same space. Sidewinder 2. I think actually maybe the first one was... I don't know if the first one was better, but this was... I like this sort of old school scrolling vertically shoot 'em up. Okay, here we go. So there's Tower Assault by Team 17. Excellent game. One of the things I did was I think it was possible with this, all Amiga's A1200 enhancements. Yeah, I had an A1200, I left home with it when I was 18, and I later on got a hard drive from the computer shop I worked in, which is where some of these games came from. And then I installed this on the hard drive so that it loaded super fast, and that was kind of a really cool thing to be able to do in the early 90s to be able to, you know, copy a game onto your hard drive. And I didn't realise I had the Alien Breed 2. So wait, which one is the sequel and which is the third one? Maybe Terror Assault is the third one. All Amigas 1 meg only, so you had to have a RAM expansion to be able to run that. Here's the last big box thing, Mega Sound, the affordable stereo sampler. Now I made a lot of music in, was it Pro Tracker or is that the DOS version? First it was Sound Tracker, then I think it was Pro Tracker. I think Fast Tracker is the DOS thing I used. And my cat's down there begging for food. I had an older sampler than this, I'm pretty sure, and this was one I bought later on with some software that you could actually sort of edit the waveforms and so on. And I did genuinely sample a bunch of stuff. Yeah, this has got a small sampler. I used to have another sampler which was massive, but it had a tiny circuit board in one end. It was like, maybe the original one had a big circuit board and they reduced it but kept the same case, or it was a marketing ploy just to make you think it did like loads of complicated stuff. Okay, and then what have we got? Oh, this is definitely a classic. Simon the Sorcerer, quite a late game for the Amiga, an A1200 enhanced version. I mean, don't forget the A1200 was kind of like their last Amiga that Commodore made, that and the A4000, and then they went down to PAM. But that was an interesting game, like a bit like Monkey Island and so on, which actually came out earlier. A neat game made in the UK, I believe, unlike the American ones. Now here's an absolute classic, and it's a bit sad also, but Blitz Basic 2. I saw this. I used to code my Amiga in assembly language using DevPack 2, and then I saw this in a magazine, I don't know, Amiga format or something at the time, trying to get the light off of it, and it said that it was easier to make games in and you could inline assembly. So I actually bought this in at the time, and it was actually really good, and I used it to code absolutely tons of stuff. But what happened about a week or two ago is when we heard the sad news that the creator of this, Mark Sibley, he passed away recently. And it's a real shame because this was an amazing piece of software that a lot of us used back in the day. And also we got Blitz Plus on the PC, and then Blitz Max, which I still use now to make all of the games for Gralien Games. I say all, but I've made a few in Monkey, which were either game jams or mobile game. And I've used Unity for a couple of games. But mostly I've been using Blitz Max. So, you know, rip Mark Sibley, what an incredible guy who made, you know, created Asset software and created this and many other things for the Amiga. And what else have we got? Oh, one thing here, Adventure Construction Set. I've got a feeling I just picked that up off some shelf in the PC shop that I worked in, the computer shop, and probably didn't really use it much, to be honest. Oh, it looks kind of cool, like you can make a sort of Ultima style map on it. Anyway, then the rest of this box, yeah, so I've given away Frontier. I don't know why I did that now, and I've given away that fighter jet game, F-17 Interceptor, which came with my Amiga, and probably got the code wheel in. I think I was just trying to shrink it all down so it fitted in one box, and maybe I didn't value them that highly at the time. And here we've got Disk Switch, back, you know, Workbench and so on, and BBC Emulator. Oh, that's pretty cool. I used to code that because Amiga Basic was so bad. I actually got an BBC Emulator and used that instead. And had other emulators. You know, even on the Amiga you could emulate a Spectrum and stuff, and a Commodore 64. And an ST emulator, which is quite funny. The ST couldn't emulate an Amiga, but the other way around was possible. Yeah, so I've got all of these, and there might be a few. Yeah, these are like my coding discs, modules, pictures, text, and I think most of these were on the Amiga 1200 and I ported them over to the PC, so I think that's all safe. And then there's another box here which might be filled with what one could euphemistically call backups. Magazine CDs. Let me go around the other side here. Hello Siri, how's it going? Looks like magazine CDs mostly there. Maybe I got rid of all my air quotes backups. Oh, there's a few. Okay. I used to make nice little artwork for them. I used to sort of either copy the logos or just come up with my own ideas. Anyway, that's it for now. That is my Amiga collection, what remains of it. As I say, I gave away some stuff, but that was kind of fun to look through. I forgot I had all these cool Alien Breed games. Mortal Kombat, some pretty good stuff there. I'm glad I kept those. I might have to put them on display in my game room because they've been in this box in the attic. You know what attics are like, they get a bit damp. But good old Epson made quite a good sturdy coated box, and I think it's kept this stuff in good condition. Alright, thanks for watching, bye.